aiming for transport that is user and environmentally friendly. A transport system in which all users can move around safely and with peace of mind. A sustainable transport system that coexists with the global environment. The Foundation for Promoting Personal Mobility and Ecological Transportation has promoted projects with the aim of achieving these ideals. We present the last 30 years of the ECOMO Foundation. In 1994, there were almost no elevators in stations, and of course, no platform doors. This was when a foundation was created that installed now commonplace passenger elevators, researched platform door systems, and worked on the spread of low-floor buses that are easy to get on and off of. Aiming to achieve a transport environment in which a variety of people could be involved in society, including older people and those with disabilities, with cooperation from the Nippon Foundation and others, the Ministry of Transport gave its approval, and the predecessor of the ECOMO Foundation, the Foundation for Promoting Amenities of Transport, was established. Just after it was established, the Great Hanshin Awaji earthquake hit in January 1995. With support from the Nippon Foundation, the particularly badly damaged railway station and ferry terminal were restored as an amenity terminal that would be a model for the future. This project, which was conducted while incorporating the opinions of local residents, including people with disabilities from the planning stages, took the standpoint of people who needed the streamlining of mobility the most, making it groundbreaking due to establishing important guidance policy that is still relevant today. During the 1990s, global warming had been progressing in a society that had placed importance on economic growth since the Industrial Revolution, and a wave of awareness that this would destroy the environment swept across the world. In 1997, after it was projected that the Kyoto Protocol that established targets to reduce greenhouse gases would be adopted, the Foundation for Promoting Amenities of Transport was renamed the Foundation for Promoting Personal Mobility and Ecological Transportation. We started working on environmental conservation. New initiatives included avoiding sudden acceleration and sudden braking, as well as not to leave the engine running unnecessarily. The popularization of eco-driving, an environmentally friendly way of driving cars, was introduced. We have been implementing eco-driving lessons since 2007, and an eco-driving activities competition that gives awards for exceptional activities since 2011. Regarding logistics, we have investigated issues and areas for improvements in order to progress efficiently with modal shift. We implemented the first car-sharing social experiment in Japan, simulating initiatives in Europe. We investigated support to introduce environmentally friendly eco-transport, such as LRT suitable to regional areas, and in addition to transport accessibility, aim to promote the dissemination of sustainable transport systems that can coexist with the global environment. Due to the enactment of the Transportation Accessibility Improvement Law in 2000, accessibility in the public transport system, such as railways and buses, accelerated. The ECOMO Foundation, which had become a designated foundation, started to create guidelines to explain the desirable standards for public transport passenger facilities, carriages, and more, as well as working on information provision projects. We were also designated as an organization that implements the Railway Station Comprehensive Improvement Subsidy Scheme. We installed elevators and escalators, and up until 2011, we had installed them in 129 stations. We started to provide information on the internet from early on. Rakuraku Odekake Net provides accessibility information for railway stations and bus terminals. We constantly update information, such as steps and gaps between carriage doors and platforms, and families with small children using strollers are increasing their use of railway systems. Information symbols can be effective for older people, people with disabilities, and foreign visitors to move smoothly. With the aim of standardizing existing symbols, the ECOMO Foundation created standard information symbol guidelines a standardization proposal with 125 items. Following that, 110 of the items became JIS standards as guide symbols. We began to provide support for the development of accessible facilities for passenger ships and passenger ship terminals with funding from the Nippon Foundation. From 2002 to 2023, we provided support for work on 272 vessels and 122 passenger ship terminals. In 2002, following Japan's ratification of the Kyoto Protocol, we have been expanding initiatives for transport environment improvement projects. One of the pillars of the initiatives is the Green Management Certification System, which started in 2003. Transport operators that are implementing initiatives aimed at environmental conservation are inspected and certified for their voluntary and continuous green management capabilities. Over 3,100 companies have been certified so far. We began transport environment education for the children who will lead the next generation. We are enhancing our portal site where you can study a wide range of subjects, from regional public transport systems, such as buses and railways, to behavior for environmentally friendly transport. We started long-term continuous initiatives to promote environmentally sustainable transport and the diffusion of EST. We regularly hold award ceremonies, training sessions, and seminars for EST diffusion and education. In 2006, the Barrier-Free Law was enacted with the aim of achieving a universal society that contributes to the lives of a diverse population, considering accessibility of buildings and public transport systems as a whole. Following this, in 2007, we created and distributed communication support boards that can be used by people who have difficulty with spoken communication, such as those with learning disabilities, the hearing impaired, or foreign visitors to point out what they want to communicate. We also provide funding for young researchers who engage in the research and development of technology, as well as advanced investigative research into transport accessibility. From 2009, we implemented an education and training program for railway and bus operators, led by people with disabilities. We are working on refining our understanding of disabilities and awareness of needs in order to improve the quality of customer service and care. The Excellent Eco-Commuting Business Site Certification System was launched in 2009. In partnership with the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, we certify places of work that promote environmentally friendly commuting, such as transitioning from commuting by car to using public transport. In 2010, through initiatives of transport accessibility in even school situations, we started an accessibility study program in order to facilitate an inclusive society where everyone can live comfortably. The Great East Japan Earthquake hit in 2011. In responding to this unprecedented disaster, the ECOMO Foundation cooperated with the Japanese Association for an Inclusive Society and others, and conducted surveys about the damage done to the public transport system and welfare evacuation centers at the time of disasters, as seen from older people and people with disabilities. In 2012, the ECOMO Foundation transitioned to a Public Interest Incorporated Foundation in conjunction with the National Revision of the Public Interest Corporation System. As the number of bus users declined with the increase in car usage, it was anticipated that the number of buses would be reduced and some bus routes abolished. We started seminars and observation tours all over the country in order to share challenges and initiatives for the revitalization of bus transport. Then, in 2013, after the decision to host the 2020 Olympic Games, we progressed with individual consideration and universal design in urban planning, with the goal to achieve an inclusive society. At the ECOMO Foundation, in preparation for the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, we reviewed standard information symbols and worked on surveys of advanced overseas practices. We have been working on the diffusion of green slow mobility since 2016. We are implementing social experiments using electric vehicles that travel at less than 20 kilometers per hour, have a low impact on the environment, and can coexist with pedestrians and cars to explore the uses of this new kind of mobility, as well as support activities for regions that are considering introducing this system. In 2017, we created the Odekake Support Card in order to support those who encounter difficulties while they are out and need to ask for help. We are aiming to create an accessible society that includes people with invisible or hidden disabilities, such as aphasia or dementia. In 2020, a state of emergency was declared due to COVID-19, and movement was restricted. The ECOMO Foundation was also restricted in its normal duties. Meanwhile, we investigated issues and innovations for the daily lives of people with disabilities when they were out during the pandemic. And part of those results were reflected in the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism's Customer Service Manual. In 2020, the Tokyo Olympic Games and Paralympic Games were postponed for a year, so we started working on continuous initiatives to preserve the legacy of both physical and non-physical accessibility progress after the Paralympic Games were held. With the support of the Nippon Foundation, we set up an accessibility fund, and along with working on introducing buses with lifts and accessibility for boarding procedures for ships and planes, we hold an annual symposium in an inclusive society host town as an individual consideration promotion project. The ECOMO Foundation, along with local authorities, transport operators, and citizens, have worked on creating livable cities and a society that is friendly to both people and the environment. In the future, we will continue to work on the urgent problems of global warming and an aging society, as well as ensuring progress with the participation of people with disabilities in society. We aim to build on the experience that we have accumulated up until now to pursue further initiatives. Aiming for transport that is user and environmentally friendly. We at the ECOMO Foundation will continue to move forward with you.